Mr. Sidoti, hi, and thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
What do you say Israeli army is one of the most criminal in the world?
Because of the reports that we have prepared, the investigations we've conducted, the conclusions that we've drawn, we have come to the conclusion that the Israeli armed forces are responsible for the commission both of war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. These are very serious crimes under international law. The Israeli Prime Minister, Netanyahu, has said many times that he considers Israel's military forces the most moral in the world. And I was asked about that comment of his at a press conference this week. My response was that I'm not capable of making moral judgments. I have no authority for that. My authority and my expertise is in international criminal law.
How is the Israeli army being criminal in this war?
The criminality relates to international law itself. Since the Israeli military commenced its attack on Gaza on the 7th of October, tens of thousands of people have been killed. Thousands have been injured. A great quantity of civilian infrastructure has been destroyed. And in addition, large quantities have been very badly damaged. So hospitals, schools, universities, municipal buildings, sports facilities, and of course, the great bulk of residential housing in Gaza. Gaza is a very small area. It's only around 360 square kilometres. And into that small area, around 2.3 million people are squeezed. So it's very densely populated.
What about Hamas? What are they doing in Gaza and this war?
Well, we made findings that were very serious findings about the Hamas attacks on southern Israel on the 7th of October. Those attacks spanned 2 days, 7th and 8th of October, whereas the Israeli operations have been going now for almost 9 months. During those 2 days, the Hamas and other Palestinian militants killed around 1,200 people, and more than 800 of those were civilians. So our investigations also led us to conclusions that the Hamas militants committed war crimes in southern Israel on the 7th and 8th of October. Those war crimes include killing, indiscriminately targeting civilians, abduction and hostage taking, killing significant numbers of children and taking them hostage, sexual and gender-based violence. These are all serious war crimes, and we found that Hamas militants are responsible for those.
What do you think about all of this?
The period since the 7th of October is without precedent in the history, the almost 100-year history of the war in Israel and Palestine. It hasn't just arisen overnight. This is not an explosion of a new war. It's simply the latest episode in a war that has been going on for a long time. But it is without precedent. The number of people killed is unprecedented in this 100-year war. The number injured and the extent of the destruction that we have seen. We are destined to see repetitions of this type of conflict, these types of hostilities, unless there is accountability, first of all, and second, unless there is movement towards a long-term peaceful resolution of the conflict.
What do you think is going to happen?
That is very, very difficult to say. Unfortunately, the leadership, both of the government of Israel and the Hamas leadership, seem at this stage to be intransigent, seem to be very happy about the continuation of the war. Although both sides say they're interested in a permanent ceasefire in the end and long-term peace, there is no sign of any commitment by the leaders on either the Hamas side or the Israeli government side. And so that's something that is a tragic situation at the moment.
All right, Mr. Sidoti, thank you very much for this information.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview, Rodrigo.